If you are looking to trade futures or learn a little bit more about it, then stick around because I'm going to recap this past Friday, which turned out to be more than a 10K day. Hi, I'm Lady Boss Trader Terry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, go ahead and click the subscribe button and definitely click the notification button so what you see on the screen right now are a suite of tools by Obsidian indicators. I'm not going to go in depth into what everything is, but my favorite way to use them is using the volume Heikin-Ashi candles. By default, if you've seen anything about Obsidian, you may have seen something that looked like this. This is using a modified version of renko that Obsidian calls renko. It's their version of the renko candles. And you can use this as far as getting in and out of the trade. So one of the features of the Obsidian suite is it has a bot, an automation piece of it. Now, it's best used on trending days, more so than obviously if it's a little choppy, and that's true with any bot. So let's jump in and see how we could have really kind of maximized some money on Friday, which to me was really sort of a choppy day after maybe the first 30 minutes of the day. So I'm going to jump back over to how I prefer to use it, which is the Heikin-Ashi candles, and I'm using volume. So if you're not familiar with this, I'm not going to go through all of this, but it's essentially saying I have to have a volume level of 5,000 before it's going to form the next candle. So what I like about that is that it's really got to have a decent amount of momentum to form. Now, I'm going to trade this with 5 NQ candles. I'm doing this on a 100K account. Most of the things that I do are with a minimum of a 100K account. Can you do it with less? Of course. You just reduce the number of contracts that you're using or even trade with micros instead. So one of the things I also like about using the 5K volume is that the moves tend to be much bigger. So if you can see over here on the screen, this particular move was 607 ticks. This move was 199 ticks and 186 ticks over here. So they're pretty big moves. I am not a scalper. I like to swing trade or day trade, and I like the bigger moves, and I'd rather wait and have it be more of a sure thing. Nothing is guaranteed. Do your own due diligence, but that's how I approach trading with this. So again, we have our Obsidian up here. Down here is my MACD. It's more for visual and my comfort level. I like seeing that the MACD is on here. So I'm going to go ahead and set some parameters. I'm going to put my 5 contracts here. I do have an ATM strategy, which essentially is just setting the stop loss. It is not a trailing stop loss. I do not like entering trades, especially with 5 NQ contracts without having some kind of stop loss. I know Obsidian works well, but this way I know how much I'm going to lose if possible, and there's always loss that it can occur. So I am enabling this, and I'm putting on some settings. And so my exit strategy really isn't my ATM. It's Obsidian that's going to wait for a confirmation on whether it's a bullish take profit or bearish take profit. Same thing for when I'm getting in. I'm looking for the signals for it to change long or short or buy or sell as it's reversing, but I'm also waiting for confirmation. That's what that means. And so we're doing this in Sim, and again, of course, this is all for educational purposes. Do your own due diligence. I'm not telling you to trade this, but you get the idea. So I'm going to arm the bot. I already know about the time when it starts. So this is just, again, for educational purposes. So you can see how it works. And I'll pause it a little bit as we maybe go along if there's something important to note. So I think it's a little after 8 is when it pops up and says it's going to get in for me. So
order filled.
Yep. So here it is. It's getting in my trade. If you are familiar with trading in Q, you know it can just pull back at a moment's notice. I don't move this until it's well above 100. So I'm just going to move it a little bit into profit. See, yep. Wow, almost got taken out there. And to make sure that it doesn't retrace, because I'm looking for the exit on here to get me out. And you can see this move does take some time. I've sped it up just 100x, not too fast. and it's already after 9 something. So I'm just going to move this up now. So I know right now I have at least $1,300 in profit, and I'll move this down, and I'm just waiting for Obsidian to get me out. If I were doing this manually, I'm really looking for this curve in this, what we call the cloud, to occur. Let me move this down so we can see. But you could manually move your stop loss anytime where you don't think it's going to take you out. You'll see our profit down here is over, it was over 8,000. Let me, so I think, yeah, I think I had a crazy take profit. I just put that up there with this particular ATM, but it's really the Obsidian suite that's going to get me out. For those
Order
that
filled.
are, let me pause this real quick. So it got me out of the trade at 77.50. Not a bad trade at all. So that was from about 8 something, I think, when it got me in the trade, about 8:30ish, and to about 9:44. So that is a great trade, as we can see. So I'm going to let this continue to see if we're going to stay in this flat. You know, I'm pretending I don't know what's about to happen for the morning because I've already gone through this, but let's go ahead and let this play out and see what it does for us, and see. It looks like my MACD, yep, is telling me I'm retracing and possibly going to go down. And let's see.
Order filled.
Yep, gets me in the trade. And then it starts to drop. We're over our 100 ticks, so I will just move into profit a little bit to make sure I'm not going to have a losing trade, to at least ensure that, you know, should it pull back, but give it some breathing room that I'm not going to lose. Yep, see how, yep, that's in queue for you. Always wants to pull back. So we're up to 2,000-3,000. Let's just see. So it might start to go sideways here, but my MACD is giving me a clue that we're still going to continue down. And if I remember that correctly, it does go down for the rest of the day, pretty choppy, but eventually this is going to stop me out, even with some profit. But it's, I think at some point, yeah, we're going to end
Order
up.
filled.
Yep. So here we go. So we're a little at what, 11.8. Okay, so if I let this play out, I know it does continue to go down, but it's now choppy. And personally, I always have to tell myself it's better to get the majority of a safe move than it is to try to force getting a little bit more in choppy waters. So I hope you enjoyed at least this recap. I'm going to let this play so that you can see, and I'm going to disarm this bot so that I don't risk losing anything else while I continue to talk. So if you're interested in maybe a trial of Obsidian, check out the links below. This is an affiliate link, but you also have an invitation to my group where I have some tutorials on how to get started with Obsidian, and some tutorials even on Ninja, in case you are totally new to the world of trading futures and using Ninja Trader as the platform. So I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know if you have any questions below, and I will see you next time.